Aloha, this is ITS387P, and this is Richard Halverson. And today I'd like to start you off with assignment 4, getting started with assignment 4. And you recall we are, assignment 4 is the form validation using JavaScript for the registration, for the Toastmasters registration form. And the Toastmasters, the Toastmasters registration form can look something like this. Some of yours do. If you've been following along in my videos, I made it more like what the first couple of videos had you do regarding CSS and so on. So mine looks like this. It doesn't matter which it looks. But what we're going to do today is add form validation. So, for example, you can't just hit. There's some form validation here, but for example, if you were just to enter in these two fields, email and password, right now. See, let me try something. Let me see what happens when I do that. Email is. And password is 1, 2. I'll always use that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just so I can remember it in these videos. Alright, so it said it couldn't perform for whatever reason. But the reason is because we didn't specify enough fields. And so the point is, what we're going to try to do is to make it so the JavaScript makes sure that enough fields are filled in, so when the submit button is pressed, then it'll pass the validation on the server side and go ahead and insert the record. All right, so let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to confirm that both the first name and the last name is there, and if the title and number of speeches is not filled in, then it'll fill them in automatically, and that, I guess, would happen probably at the time the submit button is pressed. Some of these can be done once the field has changed, and others wouldn't be done until at the very end when the user presses the submit button, which here says register. Alright, so at least one phone number, and the phone number has to be of the form two hyphens shown, the way, 808 hyphen 555 hyphen 1212 or something like that. The email address should be correctly formatted. First line of street address is required. City, state, and zip are present, zip code 5 digits, and so on. Passwords must match. Now, I'm also going to show you, probably not in this video today, or no, not in this video right now. I'm going to do it today later, but it'll show you how to do these things too. So I will introduce Ajax to you. It's very easy. It's just about 6 or 7 lines of code up at the top of your HTML document or PHP or whatever. And then you send off these little mini requests to the server, and that can involve the database search or whatever, and it returns data. So you're able to exchange information with the server without having to press the submit button down at the bottom. And so I'll show you that. All right, so let's get started. And I'm not going to do it all for you, but I will certainly do enough so you can finish. Okay. So here's what the form looks like, and let's start out by making sure that well, right now it's when you press register, this thing pops up. Let's add some more Java code, and this we're going to do this in Java code. What you just saw was done at the server, and so but log into cPanel, click on File Manager, and you come to the File Manager here, and then you can click to, let me just show you that. File Manager, click on File Manager, click on Public HTML, and find the folder that you're working on. And this time I've created this Toastmasters 4 folder, which is where I'm going to do this assignment. And these are files that we had before. And what we're going to do now is we're going to modify the register file, this register one. And let's see, do I have update? Oh, I do have update number. Okay, so in this series of videos, we're just going to do the register, the registration, the add form, and some of that is going to be copied over into the update member form also. But I'll leave that part to you. All right, so so let's go into register, edit. And here we are. And so let's see. Let's do the first name, last name. So I would start by, I have to, well, it's going to look something like this. I'm going to put in some JavaScript here. Right inside there. And so I'm going to start out by function validate input. And I don't think I'm going to need any parameters at this time. And I'm going to, you know, collect up the errors. I'm going to scan the whole form, collect up the errors, and then display up on an error message all the errors that I see. So I'm not going to just do this one at a time. I'm going to try to be helpful, so presumably the user would be able to fix more than one error at a time. So declare a variable called errors, and so let's grab out the first name. I'm going to have that be a variable called first, and that's going to equal document get element by ID. This is something that you should probably memorize. I have even at my old age. First name, and so that's what I'm going to call. That's going to be the ID of the first name field. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go down to the first name field, which is right here, and I'm just going to say ID equals that, and this looks like this is for the update or something, or maybe it was parts of it was saved in a cookie or something. Anyway, all right, so that, and then I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to presumably do more, but I'll just do this one for now, and I would do blah, 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 if errors length, this is JavaScript, is greater than 0. If the length of errors, if it's, I'm going to go through here. Oh, wait a minute, I have to put in my check. That's if first dot length is, let's say, I guess the person can have an initial for the first name, so it's got to be greater than 0. The length has got to be greater than 0. Oh, no. If it's equal to 0, then errors. Add to errors, enter a first name, and then \n will make it skip to the next line. Okay, so there's going to be that in there presumably, and you know, this is easy. I'm just going to do to make sure my concept works. Last. if errors length, oh, and then I gotta do and if errors length is greater than 0, then I'm going to alert the user with that message, and then I'm going to return false because it failed. Otherwise, I'm just going to return true. I'm just going to put the else in there. I can just say return true, and I don't need that. And how do I invoke? Is my function done? Yes. How do I invoke this? Well, I invoke it right here at the form, assuming that this is a submit type. So a submit type is submitting the form. And so what will happen is if there's an onSubmit property, then that can be here, and that can be equal the name of my return validate input. Okay, so this has got to return true for the submission to take place. If it returns false, the submission doesn't take place. And by the way, the default is true. So if you make a mistake and you don't put return or whatever, the default is true, so it's going to submit. All right, so we're checking the first name and the last name here. And okay, so let's try this. Save changes. Go back to here, refresh. And now I'm going to try to hit the submit. It says enter a first name, enter a last name. Okay. So I'm going to enter a first name, and now see what happens. Enter a last name. Okay, so it looks like it works. And so then it actually submits, and we see that it doesn't. This is the error coming back from the server. All right. So that's how we do that. Title and speeches, you can just add that in there if, you know, if, where is, okay, let's see, you can do var speeches, or title, how about, equals this. I'm just going to try to make it easier for myself. And it's going to be speeches, no, title, excuse me, title. If that is equal to 0, then if title is equal to 0, then it's not errors, we're just going to do this. Equals TM for Toastmaster. I think that's what it is. So this just checks to see if there is no title. If there's no title, it fills that in. So it doesn't generate an error, but it just does that validation. So now if we save the changes and we go register, refresh, register, doesn't do anything. Joe Oh, my JavaScript broke. Okay, to see what happened, you can click over here and click More Tools and click Developer Tools, and the console pops up. And let's see, hit refresh here, and what happens? Oh. what happened was the redirect took place too quickly. So to keep the redirect from happening, I need to do this. Return this, return this. I want this to execute. Does this work? I don't know if that'll work. Oops. No, it's not working. Well, anyway, I was trying to show you how to use the console, but in this particular case, we can't use the console because once it submits, it redirects back to itself, and our error message goes away. But anyway, I'll show you that later. But right now, the problem is there's a JavaScript error in this JavaScript here. And the JavaScript error is this title, ID title, is not declared anywhere. And so that would be this one here. So I've got to put an ID equals ID title. And now it should work. Register, and it says enter our last name, and it puts that in there. I don't see why it shouldn't. Oh, I know, because I messed with the. I shouldn't have messed with this thing. Okay, return validated. Okay, so all that stuff I did there, you don't have to try. All right, so we see that we've done these three things. We've validated the first and last name, and we've done the TM. You can do the 0. Okay, at least one phone number is required, so you can do this thing with phone number. But let's test. So you can do the same kind of thing, making sure at least one phone number is required. Let's put in code to validate or to parse or to take the phone number or to confirm that the phone number is 7 or 10 digits, and if it's 7 digits, we add an 808 in front of it. If it's 10 digits, that's fine. But then we take it and we insert the hyphens in the right place. So I'm going to start a new function up at the top here. Call it function format phone. And a phone number is going to come in, and an ID. So I want to use this for both the home phone and the work phone. So I have to pass in the ID also of the text box. Okay, so this is going to be my format. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change. I'm going to eliminate all of the characters in the phone number. Eliminate or remove all characters in phone number that aren't digits. That's what first thing I'm going to do. And I'm going to do that by replacing all digits, wait a minute, all backslash capital D's, digits, G, all of them. I'm going to replace it with a nothing. Alright. Okay, so that's what that does. And then I'm going to say if the length of pn length equals 7, then pn equals 808. I'm gonna concatenate the 808 in front of pn. Okay, that'll do that. And then now it's got to be 8. It's got to be 10 digits now. So if pn length is not equal to 10, then I'm going to alert you phone number must consist of 7 or 10. Please enter a 10-digit phone number. Okay, that's what the error message is going to be. Otherwise, I'm going to reformat the phone number, putting in those little hyphens in between. So the way I would do that is I'm going to say the phone number is now equal to the first 3 digits of the phone number, which is starting at location 0, and do 3 of them. This is SUBSTR. That's how this works. This is the starting location, and this is the number. It's a substring. Starting location and number. If you're doing STRING, then it's the starting location and the ending location. We don't want that. We're going to do this. This is more common anyway. Substring. So it's 3 characters there, and then I want to throw in a hyphen. Now I'm going to do it differently and have you figure this. You figure this one out. Okay. Actually, I'm going to make it harder. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to put parentheses around it. Okay. You're supposed to put hyphens, but I'm going to, in the spots. But I'm going to put parentheses. So I'm going to put a parentheses there, and then I'm going to put that there, and then it ends with a right space dot pn dot substring. So this it's 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so these are the starting positions. This is starting position 4, and this is starting position 8. Is that right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. That's not no digits. What am I doing? So it's this is a phone number, and it can be like this. Okay, you're supposed to do this. Okay, but I'm doing this. I'm doing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6789. That's what I'm going to do. So put the parentheses, the phone, the 0 starting at 03 digits of the phone number, and then the end parentheses and then a space, and then a phone number starting with 3, digit number 3, and then 3 of them, and then concatenate that with a hyphen, and then concatenate that with pn dot substring starting with 6, and then 4 of them. Okay, this is going to create a phone number that looks like this. Okay, you have to create a phone number that looks like this. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so change it to that, and you might as well write it into the location. Something that looks like this. And it's going to be and I'm going to do this home phone. Oh, no, it's PID. PID, so PID. And it's going to be PM. I need to declare this, don't I? No, it's already declared. It comes in as a string. This is a string. It's fine. All right, so that's my function. That looks pretty good. It's called format phone, and we pass in the phone number and we pass in the ID of the form of the text box that we're checking. So let's home phone is 1. So right here I'm going to do on change equals format phone, and the first parameter is this dot value, and the second parameter is this dot ID. Okay, that should work. And same for work phone. Alright, I'm going to save the changes and go to here, and I'm going to go back and get a fresh, and I'm going to say Joe. I'll do that in a moment. Leave that out. I'm going to do well, I'll do 808-555-1212 and hit OK, and then tab, and nothing happens. Oh, error here. Unexpected string. Register PHP 31. Format phone is not. Oh, did I? It's called. Oh, here it is. Function format phone. Something's wrong. Oh, that means something's wrong with this. Something's wrong. JavaScript error. .6731. What's 31? 31 is this. Alert. That is not equal to 10. Then do that. Okay, when we refresh this, then we see that there's an error just with the page loading, and it's on line 31, and it says it's an unexpected string starting on line 31, and so I'm trying to figure out what is the matter with this. Okay, I see that the problem is this line right here. There's something wrong with my string, my assignment statement here. So to show that, I'm gonna cut this out, and I'm just gonna save changes and refresh this, and I don't get the error. And in fact, I can 5551212, and if I click register, here I get the error. PM replacing is not a function. Okay, so I guess it should be replace. Oh, cannot read property length on 28, line 28. There's something wrong with this replace statement. Let me Okay, PID was not defined, and so I did not have ID fields here, so let me put those in. Equals and ID equals, and I can save this, and now when I do a refresh I don't get any errors. Let me try to put let me try to put this line back in, and that was let's see, it was phone number equals, I had left parentheses concatenated with phone number dot substring 0 and 3 characters starting at digit 0 and 3 digits. Concatenate that with a right parentheses space. Concatenate that with PN 4, 3 substring 4, 3, and then concatenate that with a hyphen, and concatenate that with PN substring 7, 8, 9, 10, I guess. No, 6, 4. And that should be it. And so just to show you what I did, digits are 0, 1, 2, close space 3, 4, 5, hyphen 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so starting with digit 0, and before this point, they're all collapsed. I took out all the digits, and it's collapsed. So at this point, see, this has got to be a comment. This point, it's going to look like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so save this, and let's hit refresh here. Syntax ends unexpected string 31. What didn't it? let's see, if I take this out, and save this, then what happens? I don't get the unexpected string. Okay, so it is something to do with that. I know, I'm mixing up my languages. I can't believe it. We are in JavaScript, so the concatenation character is a plus sign, not a period. This happens to me all the time. By the way, we're going to be touching on some Python in this series of videos. The next one, in fact. Alright, so this should work. It's this plus. I wonder why it didn't tell me that error earlier. I guess. Alright, so anyway, save the changes. And now we shouldn't get any errors. And when I put something like home phone of 555-1212, and I click, oh, and I do tab, it changes to that format. Five, 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh, something's funny. Why is it a 1 there? Let's see. That works. Alright, so let's go see what the problem is. 808 plus PM, got rid of that. Oh, this should be 3. Starts at 0, it starts at 3, and it starts at 6. Alright. So let me go to here again, hit refresh, and 555-1212 gets translated to just like that. Okay, so in my code, I made it look like that, and you have to make it look like 808-555-1212. Okay, easy. All right, so I think I'm going to end this video now, and I will pick it back up again. Let's see, we've done the first 3, and so I'll pick up the next video. The next video we'll pick it up at here. All right, thanks for watching.